All right, so this is in the last video we kind of showed how the current was negative through the voltage source because that's just the way that LT Spice defines current flow. It defines it from plus to minus here because we know we have 9 volts here and 0 volts here, and we should be getting current flowing down through the resistor. Um, it's flowing up through the voltage source, but Spice defines current in the opposite direction. And so if Spice defines current in the opposite direction, then we can't really do much. We can flip our resistor like we did in the previous video to get the current flowing through the resistor in the direction that we want. But we mentioned that if we flip our voltage source, it's not so easy because that also flips the actual polarity of the source, which would result in negative 9 volts at Vx instead. So that's not what we want. We want to leave the polarity alone. But what we can do, and I don't think I introduced it yet, so I'm going to have to state it here, but the drag command using F8, again, I'm remaking this video because I made a mistake in the past, so I have some commands here that I hadn't had previously, but that's okay. So the F8 command, I'm going to drag my circuit to give myself a little bit more room to add components. I'll drag my resistor, and then I'll drag this I guess I already dragged my circuit, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a voltage source here, but I'm going to flip its polarity so that now the current defined through this voltage source is up, right, from plus to minus. Like I said, the current's going to be defined in the direction clockwise that current's going to flow in this circuit, and I'm going to go ahead and make this a 0 volt voltage source, and I'll go ahead and call it VM for V measure, because all we're going to use this source for is to measure the current in the circuit. Because the plus and the minus are now aligned with the direction I'm expecting positive current to flow. And this is a 0 volt source, which means that the voltage at the plus terminal and the voltage at the minus terminal are going to be the same. So all it's going to do is behave like a wire. It's not going to do anything to hinder the operation of my circuit. And we can just use it because we know that LT Spice, when we run a .op simulation, it basically just shows us the currents through all the sources in our circuit. So now it'll show us the current through VM, and that current should be positive 0.9 milliamps. So let's go ahead and run the sim. I'll close my box, and I will open up my error log, and there we go. We can see that now the current through R1 is 0.9 milliamps, and the current through VM is also 0.9 milliamps. We still get that negative current through V1, but again, that's because the current is defined in the opposite direction of the way the current is actually flowing in this circuit. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about .op data labels in LT Spice.